Wait for it. Wait for it. That's what you're hearing crashing is interest rates. Next. Yes, we talked about that yesterday. We're going to talk about it again today. We're seeing mortgage rates go down. Yes, I think, and I'm going to discuss what I see kind of the future that's happening here. You have a lot going on. There's, the formulas, the Fed, and what actually the market sentiment is, how, the different companies, mortgage companies out there are looking at things, overnight lending. It all is this huge equation. We're going to go over that on Real Estate Daily. Welcome, everyone. My name is Troy, and every day we go over the latest news in real estate, housing, and the mortgage markets. Now, before we jump into it, do me a favor, hit that subscribe button. I'm going to give you the best 5 to 10 minutes on a weekday basis out there than anyone else can. I'm going to show you that this market isn't as bad as a lot of media tells you it is, because they like to pick and choose what numbers they want to show you. I want to show you everything. Let's jump right into it. This is CNBC. This is today. And I'm going to keep showing that November 29th. Okay, mortgage demand from home buyers gets a boost as interest rates continue to fall. Well, we knew this was going to happen. We knew that, when it hit 8%, people are shocked. They take a step back. They say, hold on, let's put that on hold. And we have all this other things going on in our lives. We got a budget to look at our household. We have other expenses here. We have our life over here, soccer games and birthday parties, whatever. So we'll put that on hold. This is exactly what happened 12 months ago. So 12 months ago, for the first time in 5-6 years, we saw rates hit 7% right in November, and then the buying stopped, right? It just basically stopped. And it's just a shock factor more than anything else, right? So that's why I continue to tell everybody, hey, okay, we're going to top off, but if rates continue to drop and we get into the high fives, God knows a dam's going to break and there's going to be so many buyers hit the market. There's going to be, for many reasons. One is that this is going to be more affordable. But number two, now we're starting to see loan limits on counties now again going up. So again, loan limits keep going up, which makes those counties more valuable because now we have the government wanting to fund loans with higher values. So we'll go over that as we get closer and closer to January 1st. That's when the loan limits take effect. All right, this is an article that I went over yesterday, and I have to keep reiterating this because we have so many people out there saying, well, what happened 12 years ago is going to happen again. Guys, I call bullshit. Why do I call it? Is because I've lived through all of these recessions. There's 6 recessions that's showing here, right up there, 6 recessions, right? Okay, if it hasn't to do with exactly real estate, it doesn't affect real estate that much. So, for an example, if you look at 1991, that was a savings and loan collapse, right? So we had savings and loan collapse. We had a lot of issues with it, but it really didn't affect the housing market as much as people thought. Now, when the data came out in 2008, we had a lot of liar loans, guys. Let's be very frank. This wasn't a real recession for the housing. This was a poor management of how we actually give out loans. If you gave out loans to people that were not qualified, if you didn't hold loan officers and buyers to the fire about what they were putting on their loan application and they lied about it, those people should be, a reprimand or something should happen to them. But they didn't do that. Then what you did was you took those loans and you sent them and got them rated by Moody's or other different, and because they were in bed with Morgan Stanley or whoever, right? Chase, they turned around and they rated these things as AAA ratings, meaning it's the least amount of risk debt out there. Yet that was all a lie. They were all being paid off, all a lie. Then Morgan Stanley and would take that debt, and they had tranches. So they had thousands of mortgages sitting in these tranches, and then they would sell it off as AAA debt, which was risk-free. So people bought that. Then, of course, it all started to unravel when we've had an overheated real estate market, and then all of a sudden people go, oh, well, hold on, I have to actually qualify for the amount that I'm actually owed on a regular, rate and term, mortgage. I can't get qualified for paying a percentage of interest with no principal payment. Oopsies, guys. Then the whole market collapsed, and now we know what's happening, and that's what you're seeing here in 2008. But look at all the other recessions that happened. 1980, 81, thank you, Jimmy Carter. 2020, thank you, bear flu. This is, and then obviously we had a recession right after 9/11. These are the things that caused the recessions, and then and it didn't affect the housing market, guys. That's what makes it crazy. I even think that this number is, it went up that year, maybe 6%, but anybody who bought in 2020 at this point is up about 50% today. So think about that. Everyone that was scared, that held off, made bad decisions. I was out there and I said, hey, you know what? You're either gonna, pass away from the bear flu, or you gotta take advantage of the moment. And obviously that's what it was. If you took advantage of the moment, if you jumped in the stock market, if you took advantage of the crypto markets, you knew that you've made enormous gains because of these black swan events. That's why it doesn't make sense when you have talking heads out there saying, oh, the market's gonna crash. Well, let's go talk about that. Here's a Kobesi letter, and this is on X as well. And this basically sums it all up. It says the median new home is now selling for $409,000, down 17.6% compared to last year. I don't give a shit about new homes. New homes are one-time sale, and there's thousands of reasons why some sell and some don't, right? Some have 2% tax rates, where existing homes have 1.1% tax rate. Some have huge HOAs. Some have all these restrictions, right? They're under telephone wires. They're just in back. So when the market's hot, people just ignore those issues. When the market cools down, or it's a medium market, meaning a buyer and seller is on the same plane, well, now buyers can be more picky. So where are the buyers going? Well, this numbers show they said, no, I don't want a new home. I want to know something I already have. So it says, meanwhile, the medium existing home sales are now selling for $391,800, up 3.4% compared to last year. Think about that. You have new home sales diving into the dirt, and you have existing home sales up 3.4%. Now, let's just put this in a nice little bow package, because it's going to be Christmas in less than 30 days. 9% of the entire market is new home sales. 91% of the market is existing home sales. So let me say that again. I don't care about new home sales. They're such a small bit of the residential real estate. It's the existing home sales that are 91% that make all the difference. It doesn't matter what new home sales do. Those guys sometimes are just building right now for renters, for hedge funds to rent them all out. They've been doing that more now. This just shows that. So let's go continue to read. The gap between existing home sales and new home sales price is set to close. There'll be the first time since 2005 that existing home sales for more than new home sales. Wow, check that out. Because now people are being smart. When old is worth more than new, something is broken. 2024 is going to be an interesting year for the housing market, especially once the Fed starts cutting rates. God, if they cut rates, holy hell is going to break through the dam. Now, the only way that it won't break is that we're going to see a lot of people unemployed. And I think that might hurt. But what's happening is more and more people, we just inhaled 12 to 15 million people crossing our borders. Where are those people going to stay? They want to live under a roof. So now we're seeing more and more people pile into the same homes, right? So now instead of having a 2-income home, we have a 3-income home, right? And more kids are staying at home because they can't afford living out on their own, even though they want the privacy. And you'll see it. Just go look on Twitter. In fact, CBS, news came out and said the average price, the average income is $41,000. Okay, average price. So people that are in their 30s and they're making $41,000 or even $50,000. they can't make it. They're just living paycheck to paycheck. The average rent in the United States is $2,000. The average car payment is $528, and then that leaves. And we saw that if you go to Peter St. Onge, and I've had his videos on many times here on Real Estate Daily. He talks about the amount of money for utilities and for food on a monthly basis under $1,000. That's crazy. That's crazy information, guys. Crazy. And I say it once, I'll say it 100 times. Who you vote for makes all the difference in the world. Makes all the difference in the world. Okay? You are voting for who you want to be in office and to take care of your funds and to take care and help you through it. Okay? So keep that in mind. All right. Little funny thing here. San Diego home prices rise second fastest in the nation. Guys, you're just seeing this happen. I mean, we're seeing prices go up here in Southern California. You're seeing the better areas. I mean, look at this. It's Coronado Bay. Where is this at? Pacific Beach and Mission Beach. I mean, they're just going up. People have money to spend. It's literally in the last two and a half years, okay, since the new regime in Washington, D.C., the middle class is being torn in half. You're either going right into the poorhouse, or what you're doing, had a spider issue there, or we're seeing people being more rich. They have more money, and that's what's happening. And that's why a lot of people out there can't understand how 60% or a little over 60% of the United States' residents are living paycheck to paycheck, yet we keep seeing, the Black Friday was the biggest Black Friday ever. And then Cyber Monday was the biggest Cyber Monday ever. Though we do see credit card debt just skyrocket. People are putting on their credit cards. Guys, that is going to be a doom loop that's waiting to happen for many, many citizens. All right, we talked about it yesterday. We introed it in. Where are rates at? Boom! Red, 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 red. We see red everywhere. That's awesome. Now, little disappointment here. I was hoping that we'd see a little more red on the 30-year conforming to go under 7.2, but we did say go down 3 basis points. Is that 7.22, call it. Hopefully tomorrow we'll see it, but we're going to look at the 10-year bond today. Did the 10-year bond go down? Because that will cause the 30-year conforming or conventional. We saw jumbo, who doesn't make any sense. Yesterday it was up 25 basis points. Today it's down 27 basis points. 0 cents here, 0. But where do we see the 30-year FHA? Drop 6 basis points, 6.96. We are in the high sixes there. Now, I know everyone's like, okay, Troy, I get it. We saw this little drop here. This looks fantastic. Okay, let's see where if the bond market, if the 10-year bond goes up today, well, then we know we're going to go right over 7 again. Let's go take a look at it. Up to date. Look at that. We are seeing it drop. Look at that. Boom. This is oops, let me go pull this over. Sorry about that. 4.255. The bond market continues to drop. We should see that solidify under 7% with FHA, and we should hopefully see under 7.2 on conventional. We're seeing this. The day started out at 4.35. Now it's down almost 10 basis points, down to 4.25. Guys, we're seeing this in real time. There's a lot of people out there that are becoming very, very bullish. Now, they're bullish thinking interest rates are going down. And if interest rates go down, it helps out the economy. And that's where we're front running the Fed. And I will say this, we don't know what the Fed's doing. I think they have their own agenda. I think that with the government, they have their own agenda. Now, obviously, we're going into an election year in 2024. I'm going to have a special video for 2024 coming up at the end of the next month in December, where I think the world's going as well as real estate's going. But next year is going to be extremely volatile. I think we're going to have a lot of things happening to us as American citizens. And I continue to, even if the rates drop here, the Fed is trying to destroy jobs. And I keep saying that. You have the government destroying jobs, and I don't care what numbers they want to show us on a daily basis. Oh, they keep revising down, and you don't know about their revisions because they just do it in silence. Everything is being revised down. All the unemployment numbers are showing that more people are unemployed. They keep revising it. So it looks great when it comes out, market reacts, and then all of a sudden the revisions are popping up like this is bad. So we keep seeing that, and I think that's why a lot of people are front running the Fed saying, well, hey guys, we revised it worse. We keep revising it worse. We keep revising it worse. So all right, guys. Well, thank you very much for joining me today. I really do appreciate it. We will be back tomorrow, Thursday, last day of the month. Very volatile day usually. We'll be back tomorrow and to go over all the different stories that are available to us. I know it's going to be a fairly slow week going into the December 1st, which will be Friday. You guys take care, and I will see you tomorrow.